Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hooks, Lines, and Hip Hop. I'm Hakeem.
I'm Jalen.
Jacob. This is our first episode we've recorded with the camera, so we'll kind of reintroduce ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, this is weird for me.
Yeah, it's different.
I like it. I like it. Hello, everybody. You guys can see how good looking I am. You know, what's up? What's up? I'm engaged though. So,
Somebody just blast him in the comments for saying that.
Oh.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. I don't know how to do this. This is a learning experience for us.
If we don't look at the camera, it's because we're not used to looking at the camera.
Right? No, we're not at all. It's usually like a conversation.
Yeah, we're usually looking at our phone or computer.
Yeah, constantly, not fact checking, but just looking at our stuff. And we're still going to be doing that today. But,
Except for me. You know.
Except for Jalen, because he threw his across the room.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you guys for joining us.
Let's start with our trivia.
Oh,
got
yeah.
your questions?
Yeah, I got.
How are you going to write yours down with no phone?
What do you mean?
Jalen.
Oh, well, that's okay. Just think
Sorry,
about it, and then when you're ready, I'll say like ready, and then say them out loud.
Okay.
All right. Which famous rapper and producer's real name is Andre Young?
Say that one more time.
Which famous rapper and producer's real name is Andre Young?
I can't.
Let us know too. Play along.
Oh, I got you guys.
No, you ain't. Oh, you're going to. Okay, I got
Just don't look at it, Jacob.
Well, that's kind of difficult, but all right.
Don't. No, I don't want to email it. I want to write a new one.
Just write it underneath.
I'll write it underneath it. Okay. There's a line with that in it.
Are you guys ready?
Okay.
I'm ready.
It's wrong, but. No, that's wrong.
Are you ready, Jake?
Yeah, hold on. Just we'll do all five of them, and then we'll go through our
All right.
answers.
Okay. All right. At what age did Lil Wayne sign to Cash Money Records?
All right.
Which French DJs did Kanye West sample for the song "Stronger" off Graduation?
Shit, you said French?
Mm-hmm. French DJs.
I don't know anything about French culture, so.
It's not as you guys know.
No, it's pretty popular, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I hope you don't say that on this.
Go ahead.
Who said the lines, "You said you a gangsta, but you ain't never popped nothing," off the soundtrack for Eminem's movie 8 Mile? Very popular song in the mid-2000s.
Dude, your questions are hard.
I was able to answer all these, just so you know.
Wow. You want to fuck with us? Yeah.
All right, continue.
All right, and the last question. Where is the Notorious B.I.G. from? Oh my God, you better know this one.
I may get this wrong.
Okay. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got one right.
Yeah, you
The
did.
last one?
Mm-hmm.
Good, that means I got mine right.
The famous producer's real name, who's Andre Young, is Dr. Dre.
Oh, see, I knew it.
I put the same thing you did, Andre 3000.
Because he says in a song there was either, I think it was Kendrick or The Game or somebody from the West said something about you can ask Andre Young.
Right.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Right.
Yeah, I knew that.
Lil Wayne signed to Cash Money at 9 years old.
Damn, I didn't know it was that young.
I was 12.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I
I
thought
thought it was 12 or 13.
9
but
years old.
Awesome.
The French DJs who Kanye West sampled for Stronger was Daft Punk.
Ooh, I got that one.
You got that one?
I'm not gonna say what I put.
I almost put Deadmau5, but that was the group that he had the issue with. You remember that?
Right. And then, okay, so the line from 50 Cent's, or I'm sorry, for 8
I got
Mile is
that.
50
Thanks.
Cent. This Wanksta. Remember that song?
Cheddar Bob.
Yeah, Jalen put Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob, bro.
Jalen so far is
Yeah,
0 for 4.
Jalen's already lost.
Where's the Notorious B.I.G. from? You
Brooklyn.
guys both got this one right. Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn.
I didn't put Brooklyn, but I put New York.
He doesn't get that credit.
You don't
that
get that
right.
one.
No,
It's
get
got to
that
be
right.
Brooklyn.
You already won anyway.
New York's twice the size.
Yeah, it is. I
of,
wanted
like,
Brooklyn.
most places,
I was
so-
looking for Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Let us know how you
Well, I
guys
meant like
did.
New York, not like.
It wasn't New York. It was Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
You didn't get. You still beat him.
So you still won.
How many did you get right?
I got Daft Punk, 50 Cent, and you're not going to count it, but New York.
So he got 2, I got 1.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I really didn't get blasted out of this.
No, you
All
got
right.
blasted because one of them was Paris Blood Gang, is what you wrote.
I didn't know.
And you spelled Brooklyn wrong. Or is it just because it's not capitalized?
It's because it's not
Yeah,
capitalized.
it's not capitalized.
All right.
Let us know how you guys did. But Yeah. All right. So Jake's writing the questions for next week. I'll show you the link where I
You
got
guys
some of
don't.
mine
Yeah,
from.
you guys
All
wait
right.
till I write the questions.
Yeah, we've been waiting.
You have to win in order to write the
Just
questions.
one time. I'm gonna get 1 point too many.
I'll
It's
just
gonna
make a
be
J.
good.
Cole trivia for you, dude. Don't worry.
Thank you.
You're
All right,
I would win.
we'll
I
do
want you to win.
some quick news. Jalen actually, before the show today, showed me Logic's VMA performance. He did the Suicide Hotline song, and apparently
you seen
the
it?
page view,
It's good.
the page view on his website for that song spiked 82% after his VMA performance.
Awesome.
The platform that he used was really good. I wasn't a fan of the album, but what he said after the song.
He's got good singles off
Yeah.
there. That was one of the good
Every
singles.
man, woman, and child, regardless of race, religion, creed, or sexual
Yeah,
orientation.
it sounded like a political speech, like he was going in.
Yeah.
But he did it so well that nobody can criticize him for it. I don't think he
It
lets
wasn't
himself
cringy.
Right.
And there wasn't anything that anyone could misconstrue as like anti this group or anti that group. It's going to be everything that he said
Didn't
was
piss
just
off Antifa or alt left or alt right. Like it was just facts.
Good. Shout out to Logic. I
He
like
just-
I like
yeah.
Under Pressure. I just didn't care for everybody, but
He's
still
a
great
very
artist.
well spoken guy.
He is, and he's very positive.
Some other news. Can any of y'all explain to me why Bodak Yellow is number 3
Because
right now on GNC?
Atlantic pushed the button
Who I
and made it
wanna
number
be.
one.
I had no idea what she looked like until last night.
Oh
She's
my
not a
gosh.
bad looking.
She used to be a
woman.
stripper.
Yeah.
That's why she says
I-
she doesn't dance anymore. She makes money moves.
I really had no idea what she looked like. I could have walked past Cardi B on the street and I would have been like, look at that lady who probably worked the corner last night. So
That's terrible.
Yeah,
I know. No offense to
She's
her.
like, her and Amber Rose are kind of in the similar lane. If Amber Rose is a rapper, like they both kind of came up off the same situation.
No. Amber Rose was famous for fucking a rapper.
Yeah, but was she not a stripper?
Can we not say that
I don't
word?
think so. Fucking.
Please don't say that.
We're not monetized.
ASAP Rocky confirms new solo album coming soon, so that'll be good. We may review Cozy Tapes Volume 2. It's out.
We should
ASAP Rocky's
review 12
parts.
too.
ASAP Rocky's parts were very good. I don't want to speak on the rest of it, just
Yet.
to ruin the review. Let's look at some other stuff. What else we got? The Weeknd bailed on VMAs over concert fatigue.
Thank God.
That's
I
understandable.
don't know if that's really
He has a tough
bailing.
time supporting his own and Drake's career. So
What about
And
Selena
Nav's.
Gomez?
Nav's career too.
yeah, I mean, he
And
does a
Billy.
lot for everybody.
Russ, there's really a Wolf Goes Gold. Very good album.
Wow, that's really good. He's got a good fan base. That's one of those artists that you don't necessarily hear about from a lot, but his fan base is really rabid and likes him. So
Designer and Murder Beats song topped at number 1.
the one with Gucci,
Let's look.
it probably is because that song is crazy.
Outlet.
No,
That was earlier
Outlet.
th- that was
That's
early
a
this
great-
year.
That's a great
Oh,
song
oh,
too.
oh, that was
He
early
put
this
out 4 singles. Outlet, Up. What was
Go
the other
scroll all the
one?
way down.
Not
It's going
Timmy
to be at the
Turner.
bottom. That's 10.
I forgot the other
yeah.
ones, but they're really good too.
Formula.
Formula.
Which I was confused at first.
That was
it had the picture of Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner on the cover, so I was kind of confused by that. But
That's a great song. Check that.
I'm looking forward to that album. I think he's going to give us.
He's not
kind of a-
mumbling as much.
No, I mean everybody compares him to Future, but I think Designer's a better rapper. Than Future.
Exactly, he
And
doesn't
Future's a
mumble
better
as much.
singer than
Future's getting
Designers.
tiresome.
yeah.
He put out a song with Nicki Minaj recently, and I mean, did you hear about it? Did you hear about it? No.
Who's Future?
I usually tune Nicki Minaj out. Also, that song "Rake It
Is
Up"
that-
with YG.
Isn't that Sierra's baby daddy? Or is that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I didn't know.
I didn't know he made music.
playing Future, playing basketball.
Future was married to Sierra, and they have a kid, and she left him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the kid's Russell Wilson's kid now.
You guys are terrible. Stop being so hard on Future.
I didn't know. He
gave
never
us
said that in the
DS2.
song, so I wouldn't know.
Future should change his name
Yeah,
to
he did
Past.
give us DS2. That was right.
You need to
The
stop.
past.
He gave us Dirty Sprite too. You guys stop disrespecting
Yeah.
the track.
Thought it was a drought.
Exactly.
Hakeem bought Gucci flip flops because of that song.
I did for the culture.
Okay.
Hype beast.
I'm wearing the Supreme hat. I'm not hiding it.
All right, we're going to talk about the new XXXTentacion album project mixtape.
17.
Was it what you expected?
I wanted it to be longer. I was expecting it to be longer because Revenge was so short and a lot of those tracks were already released.
Yeah, Revenge was on there.
Right. Which made sense because it fit in that album
Right.
a lot more. So I wasn't really mad about that one.
I was not expecting it to be all like Revenge. Like when remember he put Revenge on Instagram of him kind of standing in the studio playing it.
Yeah.
And nobody knew if that was going to be the final cut or if that was just a track. And then when he put the Revenge mixtape out, it was on there.
Right.
And I liked that sound from him. I played that for my wife, and she was like, "That's not the same guy that does Look at Me." And I was like, "Yes, it is.
Right.
He can actually sing."
Thank goodness it's not the guy that does Look at Me.
He's
Dude,
multi.
We
he's
went and
very
picked up Wingstop the
multifaceted.
other day, and you were drunk as hell. And all he was playing, we played Young Brats, Look at Me,
Hey,
and he was going.
He's got a
he was going
purpose.
hard.
It's within the context. That's where you can enjoy that kind of album.
exactly.
There's
Good
enough
sound.
Now, I couldn't-
purpose in that sound. There's enough people doing that. I think he's found a niche here, and I hope he kind of stays with this or incorporates it into another
I hope he doesn't.
genre.
stay
You don't like this?
It's not that I don't like it.
I
it's-
liked it,
You-
and I don't like him, and I liked it. I actually listened to it today and was planning on taking a 22-minute nap, and then I listened to the first two songs. Well, the explanation wasn't really a song, but the Jocelyn Flores, and I was like, oh, let me listen.
That might be the name. I don't know. Somebody can confirm this for us, but that might be the name of the girl that killed herself in the hotel room that was a friend of his. Because he
I'm
does
sure
bring
it
it up
is.
in the lyrics.
Yes,
Yep.
that is it. It's according to Genius, Jocelyn Flores was a friend of X who suffered from depression and committed suicide while visiting him in Florida.
Yeah, and he does bring that up in the song too.
The whole album is really riddled with like suicidal and depression thoughts. I wanted more of your opinion on this because you had a degree in psychology,
Yeah.
so you can speak more on like the theories and the causes for these feelings,
Right.
where us were just kind of looking in on it.
He's really, I mean, he's been through a lot. He was incarcerated, and the stuff he did in jail was crazy. He's also allegedly killed people. So when you're that kind of person, I'm sure you have a very dark aspect about yourself. But the problem is, he's 19, so his ability to flesh that out into like a full song seems to be kind of limited.
Right.
Because when I was listening to this, I was looking at albums like I Don't Like Shit,
Right.
which I know Earl.
The two of them could make a bomb track.
They could, but the thing is, Earl Sweatshirt doesn't tell me he's sad, or I don't necessarily know all of Earl's story. But when I listen to Earl's music, I know the headspace he's in.
Right.
X is just like, it's a lot more surface level than what I think
and-
Earl pulled off.
And Earl was kind of forced to mature. He didn't have the time that X had. Like X was in prison, not in a camp where you're there to get better. I mean,
Right.
in jail, I mean, even in the camp, you have to buy into the reform. Just because you go to jail or to a reform camp doesn't mean you're going to come out different. You have to buy into it. And I think Earl really did. When he came back, he wanted to let the world know that he was different. And X is still kind of figuring out those things that Earl was kind of forced to.
Right. How did you guys feel? This is some kind of controversy that surrounded the album. How did you feel when Eric Andre called out the fact that hip hop's glorifying people like Kodak Black and XXX, who do have like these, like Kodak Black has a rape charge in South Carolina,
He was banned from South Carolina for a while,
Right.
unless he was here for the trial.
right? And then also X has a domestic violence, like some allegations against him for a girlfriend that he had who was pregnant.
Everything that I have read on that kind of disputes her story. Now, that can be fans writing that. We don't know. I mean, we've yet to see like a news
think
outlet
it's-
report it.
The fact
It's
that it's out
hypocritical
there,
for anyone to argue against, supporting these artists whenever, for years, hip hop, even in the early 2000s, was looked up whenever you sat there and said you had a charge.
right.
I mean, hip hop there's always been a part of hip hop that was like
Living that life.
living the
Right.
life, selling drugs, killing people, doing whatever you want, and then now all of a sudden we're better than that. Like it doesn't, you can't argue against that if
And I-
that's what it's come
I
up
think the
as.
difference is like a lot of people were talking about Chris Brown's issues and Kevin Gates. Chris Brown and Kevin Gates are adults.
Right.
XXX is not an adult. He's still a teenager.
He did some dark shit though.
Right.
Like killing.
So he's
somebody?
still figuring stuff out. We don't know that he killed people. It's an allegation.
Kendrick Lamar supposedly killed somebody too,
Damn, that's wild.
supposedly.
I love
Damn.
saying "damn" whenever Kendrick.
Damn.
So there's a different like
Damn.
the Kevin Gates situation. Kevin Gates could have walked away from that. I know he didn't want to disappoint fans.
Did you
It
ever
was-
listen to the song he put out when he was like, "I begged her to
No.
move back, but I had to kick her because I didn't want her to disrespect her."
No, he could have avoided that situation. Kodak Black has had several chances, and it's pretty cut and dry that he did what he's accused of doing. X got released, and there hasn't been charges brought up on him because of the attack.
Yeah.
In the interview when he first got out of jail, he mentioned that apparently that girl was jumped before she came home, and she came home crying and saying she was jumped, and I guess he either took the other person's side or was kind of just push-offish about it.
Yeah, I just brought it up just because it's...
Yeah, I mean,
he's a very complicated character. I don't hate this album. I'm so conflicted by it. Because like I said, it's really short. And the kind of person that X is, and if you look back at some of his older interviews, like the podcast he did with Alex22 for No Jumper, or it's Adam22, excuse me. He did that podcast. And when he did that, he was really kind of excited to talk about what happened with him in jail, and he was a lot more turned up. And now he's kind of trying to portray this more sad XXX.
Yeah.
You know
Well, I sort of like the length because, like you said, it's kind of a different sound.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can handle 50 minutes of this. It would be kind of depressing. Like, I don't like shit is a pretty short, concise
30
album.
minutes, yeah.
It's not very long. And I don't know if that was intended. Like, obviously, he doesn't want people to feel depressed listening to this. He wants people that are depressed to see that they can come out of it.
Right, maybe. That makes sense.
I mean, obviously, he has some pretty dark issues, and he's still successful. Let's talk a little bit about the Kendrick cosign.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Jalen? Because you are more backpack out of the three of us.
Well, yeah. I mean, I appreciate if everyone in hip hop gets together, and I mean, everyone has their place. Even though I hate on these people, it's just because I don't associate. I've never really suffered through heavy depression.
Right.
You study psychology, so you can, even if you haven't personally, you've seen where people have.
For sure.
I've never been around that heavy. I mean, I have some people in my family, but I don't associate with this. I associate with the more politically charged statements and the, backpack type, doing better for yourself through education and
hard work.
That's why I associate myself with, and not because I hate on these.
But you like this album.
I can't listen to Pusha T really heavy because I've never sold dope. You know what I mean? Like
he makes
you know what I mean?
Well,
Like
he makes me want to sell.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he make you, but I can't sit there and every day get up and listen to Pusha T because I can't sit there and rock with it. But I can get up every day and listen to Kendrick and J. Cole because even though I may not have grown up in Fayetteville or Compton,
it's inspirational.
What?
You like uplifting.
I'm saying I can listen to that and relate. Even though I wasn't from those places, I can relate to getting up every day and struggling to do something and making yourself better. So it's just difference.
Did either of y'all read what I tweeted? I was reading through the comments, and I was really mad about what I was reading.
About X?
Yeah, people talking about, oh, damn, I'm done listening to Kendrick. People were blocking Kendrick because he did this.
Oh, yeah.
Just stupid shit.
Delete this.
People were saying stuff.
By all means, they should do it then.
People were saying, oh, I never listened to this kid, but since Kendrick did, I'm going to do it. So this is what I wrote. It's not very long. I had to take a screenshot of it because obviously it was too many characters than what's allowed on Twitter. Okay. I said, first off, I respect X and his craft. He's an artist being an artist. Here's some issues I'm having with the comments. Number one, all the haters are quick to discredit Kendrick as if they don't have Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn on their phones.
Damn.
Or as if he's endorsing X's personal issues, whether true or untrue. Kendrick probably has offstage issues too that we don't know about. X's are just.
He supposedly killed somebody. I mean, he said that. So
and he'd struggle with depression. I mean, Damn and this album have a very similar message.
It's dark.
This is more fleshed out and raw because Kendrick has the ability to say what he wants to and not overstate it. I think a lot of this album
Kendrick's a bit more polished, and so is his audience. So he's got to polish that up a little bit.
The next one was a majority, or the next issue was a majority of these people hating on X for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend at the time are probably fans of Kodak Black, Kevin Gates, etc. I said also
Kendrick's Twitter. Sorry to interrupt, but Kendrick's Twitter is filled with like people who are. And I like Kendrick, but I also love the new age of rap. Kendrick's Twitter's played with people who probably are more.
There's a lot of old heads.
Focused on old lyrics.
But I said also there's a great deal of evidence to prove that he didn't assault her.
Right.
The next issue was then there's the people who said, kind of like I mentioned, they never listened to X, thought he was whack, etc. But now that Kendrick told him to do it, they say they'll do it. Like can people not make up their fucking minds anymore? Like they have to. The cosign from Kendrick makes them go check this person out.
I mean, but that's a good thing.
I mean, it is. But what I'm saying is, like these are people that wrote him off because of a sound.
Well, if you listen to Look at Me and you liked him for that, you're not going to like this album.
You liked him for that?
I liked him for that, but I also went and dig deeper for his stuff, and he has songs where he's straight up doing boom bap,
Yeah.
like rapping.
The last final point was it's depressing to think that real talent can go unnoticed until someone relevant like Kendrick endorses him. I said the same exact things were being said when Kanye endorsed Tyler.
Yeah,
Tyler mentions it, talking about how nobody was bumping his shit until Tyler tweeted saying he liked it.
Kanye tweeted that. Yeah,
I said, wait and see. The same thing will happen. X will be even bigger than he was before because of this.
I hope so. I like people who are making new kind of music. Him and this guy named Lil Peep, I think it is. They're kind of on this like emo wave. And before Drake was considered emo, but that's only because Drake was talking about it.
And
like he was feeling.
that's kind of the Weeknd, and the Weeknd
Right.
has a very, I wouldn't say similar, but
It's like
It's
they talk about like
similar
sad
things.
topics
Yeah.
and how they can't be tied down. But like this is legitimately emo. And Lil Peep is emo, but I honestly think X does it in a better way than Lil Peep. I can't really.
So we talked about good things and bad things about the album. A couple things I didn't like about the album. I know it's kind of his niche, but mastering isn't very good. Like you heard like several like
Especially
like
the,
this sound
yes,
when he says like the P sound,
yeah,
which
the explanation. That's why I
Right.
think it's taken off. By the way, I
Is
don't
it
think
taken
you
off?
can find it on. I have it just saved on my phone, but like when
mine
I
was
go to,
still on there.
It was still on there when I saw it
well,
earlier today.
I could be wrong, but like at first it was taken off. But you can definitely hear.
I mean, I
it.
wasn't shocked because like obviously Look at Me and all the rest of that has a distorted sound and it's not really mastered well. I kind of when I heard him, I kind of thought of Cherry Bomb.
Right. Cherry Bomb is like kind of terribly mastered.
Yeah.
I love that album, but it's
You already mentioned
hard to listen to.
how he can't really flesh out a whole song, so that's why some of them are short.
All of them are short.
And they end kind of abruptly. Like they don't have like a good ending. That's kind of something I don't really care for. Like you've listened to my music.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my music is around 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and I try to say a lot, which I don't do a lot with hooks.
Right.
It's just usually like boom bap beats, and that's it. But his just kind of end abruptly. I mean that's kind of his thing, but I'm just not a fan of it.
I don't think it's his thing. I think it's unfinished. That was a big part of this album that kept me from. Honestly, the more I bump it, the more connected it sounds. But still, at some points, I really wonder. I'm like, is he honestly done, or could he have sat on this for even another year and made more complete
Because
songs?
he's been shopping off. Look at Me.
Right. And honestly, he had so much controversy at his concerts because he was like throwing himself off crazy, like
Having
heights
his
and,
having his
punching the
bodyguards
dude.
put him in very dangerous places.
Have you seen that video where they're like swinging him
They
like
throw
this?
him into the barrier.
Oh my god! I love
The dude
that
can't be that heavy. He looks like he weighs
Still.
110 pounds.
Still.
So what were some of your favorite tracks on the album? I mean, there's not very
I
many.
like
so-
Jocelyn Flores, and I liked Orlando.
Yeah, I like Carry On and Save Me, in addition to Jocelyn Flores and Orlando.
I liked Jocelyn Flores. Everybody Dies in Their Nightmares.
I like that one too.
Revenge.
I liked all of them, but those are the ones
Carry
that just stuck
On.
out.
Yeah.
And Save Me.
And like I
What
said,
did you think about Trippie Redd?
No.
Did you listen to it?
No, I'm talking about the feature on this. I mean, yes, I listened to the album, but I wasn't really a huge fan.
Which
But
one was he on?
He was on Fuck Love. Track
What?
number 8.
You don't have.
I don't have that one.
You skipped track 8 on there.
Oh.
Go listen to that.
No, I've listened to Fuck Love before. That came out earlier. That's weird though. I don't know why I don't.
I'm not a big fan of Trippie Redd. And
I listened to
thought
that
that-
album. I think he's just kind of like a Travis Scott, Lil Uzi Vert hybrid.
He's for sure pulls a lot from Lil Uzi Vert. Actually,
You said
DJ
something
Academics.
about a trash can.
Oh my god, you're gonna like that album eventually. But he does pull a lot from Lil Uzi Vert. But I think songs like Love Scars and Pull 1468 or something like that are really good tracks. I like Trippie Redd. They have a good chemistry together for sure.
I did really like the album art on Trippie Redd's album. It was like a cover of Def Leppard. It was very Def Leppard.
It's the lettering.
Which you don't know
again,
who
pulls
Def
from
Leppard
that.
is. It's a classic rock band. I know you're
Def
like a
Leppard
backpacker.
I know who Def Leppard is.
Okay. I was just checking.
They're pulling a lot from that old like metal and
Well, we were
grungier-
talking before the episode. Me and Jalen were about how rock has kind of moved, or rap has moved towards kind of like a rock sound.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna have like a subgenre of like rock hop. Like
yeah, I'm kind
Lil
of
Uzi
scared
Vert.
about that because if you guys remember, the last sound of that was Linkin Park rapping. Rest in peace.
No, hold on.
But
Speeding Bullet to Heaven, the album that should not be
that
named.
doesn't count.
That was bad.
That-
A lot of people
what
compared.
album?
A lot of people. That's
What album?
exactly. A lot of people compared this to that and said Speeding
This is
Bullet
a
to Heaven
better
was
version of Speeding
This
Bullet
is
to
way
Heaven.
better. And what's sad is Cuddy's vocals are better than X's, potentially. Like listen to Cudi. I'd rather hear Cudi's vocals than this. Just be honest. I mean, that's how I am. That's where I'm at.
I'm kind
I'm
of
not saying I'm not impressed
they're
by these
interchangeable. They're interchangeable. I don't think either one of them's vocals are that impressive.
But it fits their music. Like
It
traditionally
does what
it's not
supposed to do.
good.
It's called crooning. I think it's like crooner. They're good crooners.
Oh, that's a real term.
It
I
is.
know, but
What-
he just threw it in there.
Speaking of Kid Cudi, him and X could probably do a pretty decent song together.
That song would
I mean, you
be
probably
so
kill
sad.
yourself when it's over.
Yeah. Not because it was bad, just because
Because you
they're
feel
both
so depressed.
So sad.
Which
as artists.
Kid Cudi and Kanye have been in Japan. The pictures that we've seen of Kid Cudi have looked
I haven't
positive.
seen him.
Yes, they've been on. They were spotted in Japan, apparently working on a project together. There's a genius video. I'll try to link it in the description. Very good about the relationship between them, the ups and downs. But both of them look very positive.
That's
I'm
good.
excited
Is,
for Kanye.
is Kanye still blonde?
Not in that picture.
Thank God.
I'm excited for Kanye.
So what are we gonna rate the album? We'll go left to right or right to left, however you're looking at this on the camera.
I would give it a 6.
I'd probably give it like a 5.5. And
I was
I had low expectations, so that's pretty high.
I'll
for
give
what
it
I
give it a
thought.
7. 'Cause I really liked it.
Yeah, I could see it growing on me more, but like I said, I think I'm kind of perplexed by this album.
I really
To the
was,
people that said this is a country, I saw several comments being like,
It's
this
emo
is like
folk.
country. Yeah,
It's emo folk music.
Folk or indie is kind of what I.
Emo folk for sure. It's just
all I know
heavily
is
acoustic.
I was talking to Jake about this. I said that this is, to me, it's not hip hop, and it's not like it's in a negative sense of like, oh, it's not hip hop, I'm not gonna like it. It's just when you listen to it, someone could listen to this and then not consider it hip hop if they didn't know who it was.
Right.
They could just listen to the sound and go, is this a new Adam Levine song?
It's weird that it's honestly. I agree with you.
Something, is he sad? I don't understand. So I mean that's it. But I was telling him like I really think that there's gonna end up being a subgenre of hip hop for this.
There already kind of is.
Yeah, I mean there is, but
coming out.
it's coming, and I'm scared because I'm a very big hip hop traditionalist. I mean I like that traditional hip hop sound. I just don't want this to become so mainstream that new artists
still-
don't try to go that way.
It's really
Of
not
the traditional,
mainstream, because like the radio's not bumping. Look at me, they're not bumping.
Nobody
this.
cares about the radio. Radio's not mainstream anymore. What's mainstream is what's being played on YouTube and SoundCloud.
Yeah,
That's
when
what
you
I
go-
call mainstream.
When you go and look at Apple's,
Yeah.
biggest songs are the
His album was number 1.
That's what I'm
on
saying. When you
Apple.
go listen, that's what I'm just saying. But it's listed under hip hop. You know what I mean? It's one of those weird.
Yeah, but
isn't-
now
it's listed under hip hop, right?
when you
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
streaming
so-
gives you the choice though, so you
Yeah.
don't have to be influenced by that music if you don't want to be. I'm talking about if you turn on the radio, you're not going to see this. You're still going to see what we call traditional hip hop. Like Lil Uzi Vert is not traditional hip hop, but he's on the radio. But you're not when you turn on the radio, you're being forced to listen to that. I mean, you can change the channel, but if you change it, like here in the upstate, we have 96.3, 98.1, and 93.7.
Right.
All pop, rap. It's just the hits.
Right.
So you may change it to another channel, but you're going to hear that in another
Mm-hmm.
15 minutes. So you're being forced to listen to that. With streaming, you have the choice to choose what you're influenced by. So I don't think this is going to eliminate traditional hip hop.
And what Jalen's saying though, this has happened before. There's always been a popular subgenre that comes out, kind of like crunk in the mid 2000s, or like that ringtone rap
What?
era, all the dances, and it comes and it seems like it's gonna like take over because it's so hyped up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's always this like rebirth of new artists who are going back
Lil
to
Wayne
that
album.
hip hop. Carter 5. He says he's ready to release Carter 5 whenever.
To validate Hakeem's point a little more, this morning, me and a girl at work were listening to 2009's Pop Hits. And Kiss Me Through the Phone by Soulja Boy came on. And I asked her, I said, do you remember when
Dark
this song
times.
came out? It wasn't dark. It was not dark times. At the
like that
time,
song.
I thought Soulja Boy was going to be huge. Everybody did. It's trash now. Trash.
I like that people admit though that Soulja Boy was an influence because he was early on this internet wave. Because
Yeah.
the way that Crank That Kid became popular is
YouTube.
people were posting videos on YouTube of them dancing to the song. The same way that Black Beatles really blew up because of the mannequin challenge. Like
Yeah.
a lot of things are positive about that time period, but just because it was popular then or it's popular now doesn't mean it's going to stay popular. And that's what you have to kind of keep in mind. Because people like Action Bronson, people like Earl Sweatshirt, people like J. Cole, Kendrick, even Drake when he wants to. There are people that will always remain
Drake
popular.
doesn't fit in any genre because he changes his voice every song. So
I can't wait for his next grime album.
I can't-
He's just on that straight.
I can
London
wait
ting.
for another Drake album for a while.
Yeah,
So.
2018. So we've got a little while.
So Kanye's dropping early 2018 too, and he's
what he
going on
said?
tour. Yeah, February.
All right, let's do heavy rotation.
Yeah, let's do it.
I remember mine, so I can just go ahead and say mine.
All right, go ahead.
Mine was For Your Eyes Only, J. Cole. All American Badass, Joey Badass. 444, Jay-Z. Damn, Kendrick Lamar. And
Are you wearing a backpack right now?
no, I'm not actually. I had the Action Bronson album and the XXX album because of the podcast, trying to listen to that. But those were only those 4 albums that weren't. I listened to a lot of like playlists, and because when I'm at work, that's what I listen to. I just let it play.
Right.
So instead of trying to go pick a song or an album, usually when I'm listening to music I want to listen to, I'm in the car.
Right.
So when I'm at work, I usually put on hip hop replay, and it plays like hits.
I'm trying not to get to that point because I feel like when I start listening to playlists, I'm just going to become totally lazy and stop looking for music. But I get what you're saying. Like
Yeah, when
you're
I'm at work,
and
I
stuff,
can't
I get
even-
it. I get it. I'm just like always on the internet.
All right, you want to go or you want me to go?
Go.
All right, I have a playlist. It's just a bunch of it's like chill music. It's got Kid Cudi, the Janae Aiko Sail Out's on there. It's just a bunch of like chill music.
Right.
The Water single, Ugly God, Lil Boat mixtape. Mainly, I mean, I think I said this before. I just torture my wife with Minnesota. Young Thug Essentials, check that out. It's an Apple curated playlist.
Yeah, that
Very
one
good.
is good.
This album, 17. Marilyn Manson Essentials. Y'all can laugh all you want, but Marilyn Manson's dope.
I'm not that album full of remixes.
I
that
don't
he
know
did was
why
good.
Issa's on here. Probably because of bank account.
No, 'cause
Audi,
it's
Three,
a
four,
good-
the
five,
Audi
six,
single.
7, 8, 9.
Smoke Perp. This one I'm
Smoke
ashamed
Perp?
of. I feel kind of bad about this.
Smoke Perp?
Bitch, I'm the shit too.
That's a good.
It's a good album.
good.
Jalen doesn't like it.
I don't really want to say it was fire, but it was kind of.
It wasn't fire. It wasn't fire. There's a song called Chandelier in there, and he totally ripped Travis Scott's.
He's good music now. He's allowed to do that.
Whatever.
They all rip from each other.
He ripped his ad libs, like the straight up, it's lit. Yeah, it was embarrassing. I got excited because I thought Travis Scott was a hidden feature, and it never came out. I wanted to throw my fucking phone. The autobiography, the Revenge mixtape, a Travis Scott playlist. It's just a set list from the concert we went
And
to.
he made that playlist, so
Yeah.
that was pretty dope.
The Anthology, Tribe Called Quest, Booty Tape, DMX Deep Cuts, Flower Boy, Beautiful Thugger Girls,
Jesus,
and Pretty Girl like trap music. I don't know why mine's so much bigger than y'all's.
You're
I
just
don't-
like
You
really,
listen to a lot of music
Yeah, you do.
maybe.
and very sprawled out.
Yeah,
To me,
if somebody found my phone, they would not know what
'Cause-
race I was.
like I said, with my heavy rotation, there's a lot of playlists on there, so I don't list all the playlists, but
Right.
my albums that I have are those. So
Mine is Love is Rage 2, Brockhampton Saturation, Dear Desolation by Thy Art is Murder.
How was that Saturation 2 album? I believe somebody told you about Kevin Abstract a while ago.
You did. Drake
Yeah.
put me on to Kevin Abstract. No, I'm this is Saturation 1. I haven't listened to yet. There's just been so much. Cozy Tape Volume 2 for the single that came out. Trippy Red, A Love Letter to You, Tyler's Flower Boy, Big Fish Theory, Life of Pablo,
Woo!
Nav's Perfect Timing, Random Access Memories by Daft Punk, Playboy Cardi, ASAP 12E, Jay-Z's 444, More Life, Damn,
Yeah.
Good For You, and Issa.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I usually go to 9. He goes 8 M's on my bank account.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to that song more than like half a second.
All
So.
right, we're almost running out of time because this thing is almost done recording us. But this was really awkward for us. But I think
It did
went
bother me.
pretty
I kind
well.
of just tuned it out, so I think I've looked at it like 3 times.
Yeah.
I think I
should have made
stared
like
at
I
it.
should have made like Jim Halpert faces. Like
I think I stared at it like 2
that's
or
what
3
I'm gonna do.
minutes total.
Every time one of y'all
So-
say something stupid, I'm just gonna look at the camera.
And do like a Jim Halpert.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Follow us on Twitter at HLHPO. Like the video, subscribe, comment if you like the video. Thank you to the guy who commented on our last video. That was pretty nice.
Did you say something about me?
Nah, I don't think so. But thank you guys again. Peace out.
Go.